Transformers are Into the Fallen tuner Mudflap. I picked him up today at Target. I would have picked up Dirge, Armorhide, and maybe a Alliance Bumblebee, but even yesterday all they had, because another board member on TFW went there yesterday and saw all they had was tuner Mudflap. So obviously they got him in like the 23rd or 24th and put him out in the shelves, and I guess on Christmas Eve everyone bought him up. Except for tuner Mudflap, who's almost identical to his regular Mudflap self. I will have Mudflap comparison in robot mode. So actually, let me go ahead and get a hold of Mudflap so I can show you the similarities in color. Now, this Mudflap, you can see, will be missing his missile, but you can see everything is the same except for the fact this Mudflap, the tuner Mudflap, one has the different paint apps and two has actually a darker orange. And this is the Trax license plate version. Even the original tuner Mudflaps have the Mudflap license plate, which I'm not spending another $10 to buy just a Mudflap that says Mudflap on the license plate compared to Trax on this one. So I'm happy with my old original version Mudflap. And he does roll pretty well. He's, like I said, pretty much identical. Blue headlights, blue missile, Mudflap license plate. Now what you want to do to transform him, it's exactly the same, but I'm going to go ahead and go through it anyway. You can see he has a lot more gold bits down here. You want to unpeg the legs, fold them down, fold them back like that, fold the foot out like that. Do the same thing with this one. And then unpeg the doors, unpeg the top, fold it in both ways, fold out the arms, get them straightened, and actually push them out because that helps a little bit, like that. And you want to fold those bits out. Come over here to the doors, just fold them up like that for the moment. Turn this bit around, fold up the head, which you can see has a little goldish colored Autobot symbol right there. Then you want to fold that down, and he pegs in like so. Well, he's supposed to peg in like so, but sometimes but most of the time there's the trouble. There we go. And then you can fold that like that, and then what I like to do is a little tricky sometimes. There we go. I like to fold up that back piece as far as it can go up. It's personal preference. But then also there's a bunch of things on Mudflap that are all necessarily personal preference, like where you want to put the doors, where you want to put this, you know, a lot of stuff on Mudflap is personal preference. So there is tuner Mudflap in his robot mode. Now I'm actually going to put him next to regular Mudflap just to show you the similarities. As you can see on the tuner Mudflap, he does have the gold on him, so it kind of breaks up the pretty much entirely orange of regular Mudflap, which I find pretty good. He actually has a more, tuner Mudflap has a more detailed colored face, excuse me, while regular Mudflap does not. He has more of a gold Chevy symbol. He has blue headlights. Of course, he has the tuning symbol. He has not completely red arms. He has gold, and you know, pretty much a lot of it's the same. He has a lot more blue. He has some blue plastic. A lot of stuff's similar, a lot of it's different. He does not have the crotch Autobot symbol instead they made it in actually a more better place, which I pointed out a minute ago, right there on the head neck piece instead of on his crotch. Um, so yeah, let me take the regular Mudflap out of the picture, and same gun feature. If you push that hand in, the gun folds out, and you can slide the missile up in there. And I like to just have it out so it'd be just like he's missile's just sitting there, not all the way folded out, so you can see the gun completely and all that. Just enough that these pieces here will not, instead of closing up, they'll stay there. But actually, I recommend both Mudflaps because this Mudflap is the better of the two in general. But being me, pretty much a completist, I had to get the original Mudflap, and of course, everyone has gotten the original Mudflap that thinks the mold even looks good because of the fact he was in the movie, and it's just an awesome figure. So of course, that's off to the side, but that's different. If you are looking in the new, if you see, he's actually, let me rephrase what I was going to say. I was trying to say three things at one time. If you go to Walmart, see this is Walmart, Target, wherever, and he's the only one of the wave that's there, go ahead and get him anyway. Even if they all are there, okay, he's probably the least price. I actually say I'd get him over Alliance Bumblebee because they've used that mold so many times. It's almost going to be the next classic Starscream, because especially since the automorph feature is probably in the original preview, Bumblebee was already bad. So I doubt it'll be any better in this Alliance Bumblebee repaint, but I'm going to go ahead and get all four of them from this wave. When I find dirt, my Walmart yesterday was completely cleared out. Like 2 Deluxes, like 2 RCs and a wheelie was all that was left. And they didn't have any Voyagers, so that means Bludgeon, Recon Ironhide, and Dirge and all them ought to be coming soon. I'll actually probably check tomorrow or whenever I can possibly go ahead and mosey on up there. But I do have some extra cash on me, Christmas cash, so I will buy them when I see them. But I will buy Dirge and Armorhide first because I absolutely love that landmine mold. I don't know why. But articulation-wise is the exact same. Arms go forward and back, side to side. He can rotate 360 at that hand, and he has 2 joints at the elbow. Same on this arm, but his hand cannot rotate due to the Mecha Live gimmick. Legs can go forward and back, side to side, bend at the knee at 2 different ways due to the transformation, and the foot is on a ball joint, and it actually is it's a double-ended ball joint. No, wait, that's not a ball joint. It's a one-ended ball joint, but it's just a ball joint, and it can rotate even in like that due to the transformation. No waist articulation due to the transformation, and the head can rotate 360. It does still show off the light piping, but they did color his eyes this time. They colored him almost a sky blue colored, so no light piping would work necessarily on this. So, like I said earlier, he's a great figure. Worth the $10 I spent on him today at Target. Worth the $12 he would normally be due to Christmas sales and all that, and after Christmas sales and all that, he was cheaper. So, still pretty cool figure. So there you guys have it. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Class Tuner Mudflap.